scored. I need to sort out.
So you just need to reset at that point.
Basically, yeah, I have to essentially reinstall every single program, and it's just.
How slow is your internet, or is it quite quick?
Internet's fine. I mean, I use an ad blocker because. Fuck you! I don't want to be marketed to.
Yeah.
Basically, so yeah, it is actually it's fine. I mean, one of the reasons why I use an ad blocker is because I don't need all this additional stuff to be sent to my computer. Because it actually does increase the load time of the website because they're having to load ads.
Yeah. What have they done to the engineer?
What do you mean?
Have they taken away the Tanto?
The what?
No. My engineer. Oh, is it changed because I'm in VR? It's possible.
Most likely changed since in VR.
It's old stuff, yeah.
Yeah, if you change to VR, basically you can equip every single weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Tanto is here still. It's just VR, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah, in VR, there isn't actually classes.
Yeah.
If you notice. It's just a
right, okay. No, I was really confused because usually when you go into VR, it also keeps like your latest loadout when you're in normal mode.
No, for me it's just a VR loadout.
Right.
It's always the same. Like if I do change anything here, it won't change anywhere else. It's still just here. But I think we're 5 minutes past the deadline. But let's start. Okay, guys. Today's plan is to teach you guys close air support, or in layman's terms, air to ground.
Yeah.
I will first have you guys join me in VR. We're gonna start there to just introduce you guys to the weapons you will most likely use in close air support, since they are most likely different from the default weapons most of the time, or all the time, actually.
Okay. Can I get a squad invite?
And it's open, but also I can invite you.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
So, first off, before you guys spawn your planes, let's see, I'm join you. With the Reaver close air support, there's a couple of loadouts you can use. The primary weapon you will most likely want to use in close air support is either the M30 Mustang, or the Air Hammer as it's called. The MC specific infantry weapon.
Sorry.
That one.
Reaver M30 Mustang.
Yeah,
yes.
That one.
M30 Mustang AH. It's really good at dealing with infantry at like medium to short range. Then again, you can also use the M20 Mustang to be more versatile, and then instead have, for example, the breaker pods on your wing mount. But if you're using the M30 Mustang in the nose cannon, I would recommend you don't use the breaker pods, since they are super ineffective compared to the Mustang. Like, for example, the ammo efficiency is insanely different. The default ammo is another world, since in the super, like the fully upgraded breaker pods, it's 12 and 60 reserve versus 12 and 60 reserve versus the couple hundreds in the Mustang to get more ammo with the nose cannon.
So if you're going with the Reaver M30 Mustang, what would you then recommend
for the wing mount?
The wing mounts.
Okay, for the wing mount, you will most likely want to have something for either air or for armor. I would then recommend either the M202 Worm. It's quite versatile. You can also use it for galaxies, Valkyries, bigger targets, as well as armor on the ground. It's really good at keeping up the DPS when attacking ground targets. That's that vehicle ground targets. Otherwise, you can use the Hornet missiles, which are somewhat hard to use or like hard to get used to, but they're really good in damage-wise. But I still recommend them to an M202 Worm since it has more ammo. It's more efficient in dealing with armor. And it can also deal with air targets somewhat nicely. And if you want to deal with air targets, specifies in having the air hammer, which really can't hit air unless you're at their ass, and still want to like have some defensive capabilities. I would recommend the Coyote missiles or the A2AM pods or the Tomcats. I mean, to have them available for use against enemy aircraft.
See, I would actually disagree, and I would say that if you want to be fighting air, you should just go with fuel tanks.
Yeah, but
No.
Can we stay on the main team right now? Because this is a team we had already normally.
Yes.
Because we are air to ground is
Yes.
not airfight.
Yeah. Like when you're using an air to ground reaver, you really don't want to fight any other aircrafts at all.
Exactly.
You will most likely want to run away, since you have no actual capabilities in dealing with them. So my recommended loadout is the M30 Mustang and the M202 Worm for dealing with armor and infantry units.
Isn't the Hornet missiles a little bit better than the Worm?
Like the problem with the missiles, it's 2 missiles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the damage is wrong or something, but like it says the damage is 500, right?
Yeah.
And on the Worm, it's 450, and it's semi-automatic or automatic.
That's true.
So if you just keep just having your aim on it, it's more damage. It's a higher DPS.
It feels kind of strange. The Worm.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, but it's how it is. Those rounds are insane.
It makes sense if you think about it. It makes sense if you think about it.
But the Worm has damage drop off. Hornet missiles don't.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Was wondering why.
But still, you can keep up the damage longer with the Worm.
Yeah.
So I really recommend the Worm since it's easier to use and it's more versatile. So that's that with the loadouts.
What about utility defense and performance airframes?
Oh, it's the same as any other Reaver actually. To be honest, the heavy utility fire suppression. You might you could consider decoy flares, but it's rarely used. It's more of a situational tool. Fire suppression is always helpful. Vehicle stealth, really helpful when fighting against air to ground, since they won't see you on the radar. But when you have it upgraded to the max, it's first when it gets to max, it removes you from the radar. The only way they can see you then is spotting you manually. So it's really helpful in that. And on the performance tab, this is the hoverability airframe. Like, it's best for almost all encounters.
What kind of optic would you put on your weapons?
I mostly have either. It mostly depends, but like I usually have for my armor weapon for the Worm. I don't have it right now, but I usually have threat optics.
And for the M30.
M30, I usually have night vision actually.
Cool.
It helps me when the maps get like super weird, and it's actually sometimes it helps me spot enemies when I can't see them otherwise. Give me like a little bit of indication of where enemies might be. Then I can spot them and keep shooting at them.
Changes to the threat detection optics, so it no longer highlights infantry.
I know.
Yeah.
But like the threat detection is for armor, and night vision optics is just to give you better vision in darkness. And when the map gets nighttime, then it's good to have the night vision one. And the threat detection is only for when you're dealing with armor. Any other questions so far?
Nope.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
about the thermal detection, before it used to highlight the infantry.
Yes.
But then
A couple of
now
years
it
ago,
is-
there was a like a balance patch, or I guess a nerf, I guess, to the threat detection on all vehicles. It now no longer shows the infantry units as threats or heat. Now it only shows the vehicles.
And the range itself is very low.
Yeah,
So do
it's
you
quite low,
recommend
but it's
using
still
it?
useful.
It's better than not
How
having it.
can
To
it-
be honest.
Yes.
It's better than not having it.
How is it useful?
Just
Because
spotting
you can
them.
spot armor.
Yeah. It's easier to spot enemies or to spot the vehicles from afar. Or no, not just afar, but like if it's night or just if they're hiding. Invisible thunders doesn't count since they won't show up, but still they're when you spot vehicles, they're easier to see.
Okay.
So if they have a camo maybe and you're just flying by, and you just hold right click for a second or two, and then be like, oh, that's a vehicle. So it's quite useful to have it.
And there's infrared implant, which I've tried that, but it doesn't help.
The infrared is
Infrared,
only for
yeah,
the
implant.
infantry weapons.
Oh,
They have infrared vision to help
That was
see.
how the
infradyne.
threat detection
What?
was before.
Oh, the infradyne. Oh yeah. I don't. Does that work in vehicles?
It was
haven't
20
tried it.
seconds. So I wouldn't recommend it. It's a short duration. So if you were to use it, if you jump out of your plane and use it and jump back in, I don't think it's that useful. But then again, on the implant part, I would recommend Safe Fall and Armor Painter. Safe Fall is just because if you want to keep up your KD, honestly. So you can just jump out of your plane if there's enemy aircraft coming towards you and trying to kill you while you have your air-to-ground reaver out. And you can just jump out and take little to no fall damage and still survive the fall.
Unless you're a light sort, I assume.
Yes, then you can just jump out and use your engine or the
Yeah.
jetpack.
Yeah, jump.
On the armor painting part, it's just amazing for just keeping you in the air and making you not want to or need to go back and rearm. But when there's like a dry period, it will most likely give you all your ammo back while you're just hovering around or patrolling a set area. Any other questions before we go further ahead? No?
Wait, this makes no sense.
What?
No. The numbers don't add up. We were talking about the damage.
Yeah, I know.
between
The horn missiles are weird. The damage numbers don't add up.
Yeah, they're dealing much more damage than the 500 is listed.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's eight hits will kill a lightning. With the worm, I need more than 30 shots for it, even if close combat. Maybe it's because of the resistance against.
That might be, but
If you try it on one person, see how much damage it does, then you should be able to judge how much.
Okay, let's do this.
Then you can actually, if you just test it on like, if you can team kill, then you can actually see then how much it does.
then again, infantry have also resistances depending on different things. But yeah,
But yeah,
Normally we were talking about anti-armor for the worms as a
Yeah, yeah.
secondary.
they are they're made for armor.
Yeah. This is not adding up for the worm.
Then again, the
Worm
worm is
is
just easier to use, even at range, and they're just more versatile in my opinion. Like you can
It's
use
true.
the Hornets; they're really nice, but they're like 2 rockets, then a long reload.
yeah.
Yeah, but
You have
if you
time to kill it
compare
faster.
them to the breaker rocket pod,
The breaker rocket pods does no damage against vehicles. Yes.
Yeah.
The breaker rocket pods for me it's only for infantry. Like maybe for aircrafts when I'm like above them. Maybe some.
Yeah, I only use them for galaxy attacks.
Yeah. Other than that, they are like not really useful. Well, I mean they're great at dealing with loads of enemies in a like close like in a group. But like still, they're not that great against anything other than infantry. And if you now have the M30 hammer out, you will notice that the damage it's quite high if you get a lot of like. I think it's how many? I think it's 10 pellets or something. If you hit like about like half or a little bit more than half of the pellets, they're hit dead in one hit. If not, it's dead in 2 hits. And they're also splash damage. So if you just hit the ground, they will still take damage. So they are really, really nice to use. And the reload time is quite nice, as well as the ammo capacity. More thing that I love about them is the ammo like carry weight, like all the ammo you can pick with it. You can have a lot of loads of ammo reserves compared to say the breaker pods, which have less amounts of ammo reserves than the Mustang. And they do comparable damage. Then again, the breaker pods needs 3 to 4 rockets to kill a player, or 3 to 5 rockets to kill a player, while the air hammer needs 2 to 3, depending on the range you're using it and how many pellets actually hit or do damage. Any questions?
Tumbleweed slowly rolls past.
But when okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Okay, if you're gonna fight this build, like the towers out in the world, there's most likely like they're on all the they're all on all the maps actually. Like the tower bases are most likely they all have turrets. They're not always occupied, but if you want to give close air support to a tower base, you need to watch out for the floors of the building and hover around it and do your best to keeping the balconies cleared of enemies. But when you get overwhelmed by maxes, for example, or other heavies just trying to lock onto you, it's your time to move out. Then you know it's you met your match. Since you are not like a heavy target in the air. You don't have much health, even though it might look like it. It doesn't take that long time to kill you. But if you do get lock-ons on you, do get out of there as fast as you can, since most of the time, if you have like something in the area to help you just block the rockets, they can just get destroyed. And most of the time, you're also faster than the rockets. If you use your afterburner and hold spacebar to just give you the most speed you can, and use all the maneuverabilities you have, try and dodge the rockets as good as you can. It's the best way to just negate the damage that the enemy infantry units might try and deal to you. The worst weapon, in my opinion, that you can meet in the infantry part, when they get annoyed of you trying to farm them, is the Terran's T2 strikers. Since they need no lock-on at all, they just fire in your direction and they are really good at locking on. And they're just fire and forget, and there can be a lot of people firing them, and suddenly have like 8 rockets following you. It's quite bad.
Get shot by a detonator and you're dead.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I know there's where is it? Say, main air, like air to ground or close air support, it's all dependent on what kind of scenario you're in. Like, it depends on what kind of friendly infantry units you have there, or if it's just you in like a TR and Vanu place, trying to get more XP, being the dick you most likely are, you know, just trying to air farm in the place you're not supposed to be. Yeah, like the most of the bling guys or the Terrans. A few Terrans with their Banshees try to fly around and use it on different targets, not in their
So I
area.
have an idea. What if we was all to deploy to Endar, all pull ESFs, and we just try and put this into practice?
Yeah,
Because I have a feeling that is going to be a better teacher.
yeah, no, that is in the plan. Like, that's the plan. But like, first for now, just making sure you guys are comfortable with the Reaver or the weapons you're most likely want to use when you're going to do the close air support. Getting like the what's it called? I guess the feel for it.
I mean, you also need to keep in mind that some people don't have the certs.
That's
splash
exactly the
out
reason you're in here.
150 certs.
That's the reason you're in here. Since you're here, you don't need anything. But then again, if you don't have any of the close air support weapons, you can still be proficient in close air support with the default M20 Mustang. Only thing is, you will most likely want to focus on armor targets, or try and dealing with like small infantry, or just keep your Reaver focused on air most of the time. But do any of you guys actually have M30 Mustang, the Worm, or the Hornet missiles?
I have Hornet missiles. That's it.
Yes?
Low pod.
You have the lol pods? Yeah?
And I got them very quickly.
Yeah, I'm missing, what is it? Yeah, 59 kills until I Raxium my lol pods. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, okay. I can go through you guys one by one to give you like example loadout depending on what your gear you have. Since like a couple of weapons won't fit well together. Like for example, if you have the air hammer and don't have anything else, you'll most likely, or the other way around, if you have the what's it called? The worm, and you don't have the air hammer, for example, you won't be like very useful in air to ground. You will be very useful with air to armor when you can use the Mustang, M20 Mustang, and the worm. They're quite proficient in dealing with armor together, because you can always have damage on the target. They have no time to actually go and heal, since you will always be giving damage to the target. And then again, if you want to have another loadout you can actually use, and it's quite proficient in dealing with armor, but it's better in a group, is if you have the M20 Kestrel alongside the worm for long-range engagements. Then you can be firing on vehicles or other things from really far away and still do tons of damage, but it's more helpful if you're in a group where all of them are doing the same thing. So, are you guys ready to do some actual combat?
Yes.
Just
yes.
a heads up, I'm already on Indar setting up a player base for us.
Good. I was about to say if it asked if
Yeah.
anyone has a base. Okay, there's a queue. Okay, I'm the only one in queue, so no worries. We should be quite fast. Oh.
But I am still trying to find a spot to set up where someone else hasn't already.
Yeah, and one thing I do recommend is playing as engineer, since you have the passive healing in the engineer class for your reaver.
I owe you.
I've actually also got a dedicated class set up just for
Yeah.
one.
For one thing, you also might consider is making either not having a grenade at all, or just having one nano repair grenade, since that's also quite useful with flying your reaver. Because if you're then trying to land quickly and repair, you might want to just throw a grenade on your ESF and start flying again. If you're in the huts of it.
Yeah.
And if you have, like, for example, medical medkits in your loadout, it will cost you nanites to resupply them. If you want to keep spawning, it will cost you more.
Quickly going over implants, just very briefly.
Yeah.
I've got the sweeper HUD and ammo printer.
Sweeper HUD won't help you at all.
See, I have it because when I'm in ground vehicles.
Yeah, in ground vehicles, it's great. Yes, in ground vehicles it's great. But then when you're in your ESF, it will not help you at all. It's the, like...
Don't land on mine. Don't.
Yeah. I would recommend having one tank loadout and one ESF loadout. And maybe one
I don't know what you're
infantry loadout.
By the way, mines are a great addition if you are sneaking up on a Thunderer and you don't have a good loadout. You can use mines, place them behind the enemy Thunderer, and just explode them with your main weapon on your ESF.
That also work. But for example, one loadout I often use for being quite versatile is having the M20 Mustang and the LOL pods. Then I use the pods to attack infantry, and the Mustang to engage air targets. Then I'm like midway between air to ground and air to air. It's a good halfway between them. Okay, where's things happening? Let's see.
Alright, yeah, I'm setting up a little base in my spot.
One thing you might want to... If you're attacking, for example, the TI alloys or the crown while it's heavy fighting, it might be a lucrative area to attack, but it's also a place where they have most likely a lot of air to or ground to air defense. If you're doing that, then you need to be flying fast and be ready to get out of there as quickly as you can. Like doing more of a flyby and killing a couple of people and then flying back to your hidey spot. For example, in the J908 impact site, for example. That's a good cover if they're flying in the rockets behind you. So we can actually try and do that. It will give you quite a good challenge.
Has anyone got the light air terminal already unlocked? Because I haven't got the certs for it at the moment.
Yes, I have it unlocked. Where's your base?
It is... If you make me fire team leader, I can just mark it.
Yeah.
On the map.
Oh.
Lovely. There you go. It's on Fire Team Spades.
Do you have your spawn cube already up?
I do not. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's see. No.
Right, setting it up now. There we go. Right, spawn tube is just loading.
When you want it.
Yeah. We'll do that later. I guess the warp gate. Most of you. Yeah, let's
Right,
roll out.
I'm just
Or
gonna go fill the end back
second map.
up.
You joining us? There we go. Let's at least start moving towards the crown.
God, it's so weird having mouse to roll the vehicle.
You get used to it. You can also bind a key for it if you want. Like, I also have a key for it, but I actually rarely use it. But I do have it.
The biggest problem is figuring out what to spot with, because Q is both pitch up and spot with.
Oh, for me it's just spotting. Yeah, they have a lot of armor here. Things you want to do is just get in and get out. Because there's a lot of defensive layers. And in the terms of fire suppression, you also want to actually quite use it as early as you think you should be able to, depending on what kind of combat you're in. So, if, for example, if you're in the dogfight, you will maybe want to save it. If you're in the close combat, if you're in long range, you might actually want to use it when you get in combat. And if enemies on the ground are attacking you and you get out of their range, you will most likely want to use it when you get safe. Since the cooldown isn't that severe and you can stay in the air longer just using it.
Right, our little flight pad player base is set up now.
Sky, I have placed light quantity terminal as well if you need another, and you can spawn it from your base.
Ah, amazing, cheers.
Yeah, they have a few max units. Wait, is that it? It's a friendly one, okay. And one thing I recommend you guys train, but like test yourself is do a quick landing to repair, for example. Oh, the crown is attacking. Since combat landings are basically like doing a reverse maneuver, and then trying to stay as low as the ground as you can and turn off your engines and make sure your like legs are out. Reducing your speed as fast as you can, and getting to the ground as fast as you can as well. Just to get up in the air as fast as you can again. It's all about speed, in the grand scheme of it. Oh, what the hell? Oh, there's some galaxies. Galleys, it's there. What kind of weapons? Oh. Default ones. Yeah, so the TI alloys is like depending on how much air to air they have or ground to air. It might be. Oh my god, they. Oh, it's a Colossus! Oh! Hello! That's what attacking me.
Yeah, they've got quite a little private convoy around it at the moment. I dusted it a little bit, but didn't do much to it, to be honest.
We
Oh,
can.
this is what. Right, I've understand what's happening now. We're fighting both the Terrans and the Vanu.
That's the alloys.
Yeah.
The close air support is really,
Someone's in
really
our
useful
base
when you're
camping
pushing a
us, by the way.
base. But at the moment, NC isn't pushing like very much at all. They're all here. They're all
There
at the
is
ground.
an invisible dude with a flash in our base shooting our repair stuff.
Oh shit.
Oh. Remember, they can also hack your like air terminal. So
Yeah.
I don't see him.
Hiding. I landed just off the base to repair myself, and the guy blew up my vehicle.
Oh. Yeah, there were a flash here earlier, but I killed the flash at least.
Might be it.
Oh, harasser.
Enemy transport vehicle in the area. Spotted an enemy transport.
Oh my god, how is he healing? What
Yeah,
the?
he's bugging.
What the? How is he all... Like...
There's a bug with some healing that he's actually
What?
abusing a
Okay.
bug.
Yeah, like, I can't shoot the guy that's healing him. What the hell?
This is Galaxy.
Oh my god, so much healing.
Got him.
There we go. Okay, there's a side incoming. Or not. It's just flying towards the ground. Yeah, we get him.
So many exploiters in the last week. God damn it. Someone make a video or something like that on that?
I don't know. But most likely. Somebody
Annoying.
brought it to their attention. That was like... I've actually seen that like the last week. But I didn't like... Put
If I
my mind
remember
to
right,
it.
it's a heal nade combined with Punisher. It's causing a bug that
Oh!
will indefinitely. It will not stop. It will keep on going. People are really annoyed by it. The only thing where they just hold a knife for is next units, but on harassers, it's such an annoying thing to do.
Hmm. Have you... Guy, have you not put up your terminal yet, or the spawn tube?
Spawn tube was there unless it got destroyed. Ah, it's been destroyed. I'll come back and replace it. Hold on.
Let me place something that is not getting destroyed that fast.
I mean, there's another base. I could see if they have a... they have a terminal, but I don't know how much money they have. Oh, they have a lot of
Yeah, I
money.
was gonna say there's like 4 player bases around here as well.
Yeah, it's full of core team as well, so I can pull a Reaver from here.
Sweet.
Okay.
This spawn pad, does this take Cortium to spawn vehicles?
Yes.
Yep.
You use the cordium in the silo.
So that means you can spawn unlimited number.
Yes.
Guy, can you please follow me?
Oh
I
my-
need to
what
place it a little bit further away because of the ground.
Alright, okay. Follow it.
That's good. Yeah, yes. Let's place here.
Do you need me to move a wall over
we
onto
go.
it? Or...
No, I show you what to do.
Ah.
And now you place it inside that field.
Ah, okay. Okay, once I'll go grab it. Oh, I've seen this trick done before. Yeah, you put like AI modules and everything in there, don't you?
Exactly. Then I just place a paint sprayer next to it, and if someone is trying to sneak up on it, they really need to destroy the paint sprayer first. And this makes it kind of impossible if you place an, how's it called? Infantry upwehr turret in front of it.
Fair enough. Well, there we go. Our spawn tube and a lovely little garage.
Excellent.
Love how glitched this garage is for me.
It's
I
not
can see
there
from-
We can
right now.
also try and go towards NS material storage.
Oh, there we
it's
go.
more
Now it's all in.
calmer fight.
Enemy
Nope. Now it
Oh,
should be-
he has the walker. Oh my god, what a ranger. He has the AA gun on it, by the way. Be careful.
That should hold for a moment.
Oh. Okay, let's try and get towards material storage.
There's another end coming with anti-air on it.
Yeah, the walker, just try and actually ignore him, since he's gonna just outclass you in damage.
spotted an enemy transport.
Exactly, especially with the ant there as well. And at the moment he's not a direct threat to us.
I will take care of this little threat right there. That we can use our area to our advantage. I will kill them with
And
the
also,
lightning.
you'll also want to just try and use hover mode while air-to-ground port. It
Alright,
just will
I'll be
keep
back in a
you
minute. Just gotta go sort
in
something out.
the air easier. You can stay on target much more. Yep. At the moment, there's like no real good fights for this.
On the left side of the map is sometimes, yeah, what you marked already.
Yeah,
Material
I'm
storage.
all over here. There's some armor pushing up though. A lot of armor.
Did someone see where the water, Arisa and the end is going?
What? Excuse me. There we go. I should have actually moved more. My bad. Can I? Can. I'll just pull a ruby from here.
Some people can hit you with flash at ranges.
Yeah. I mean, if they're good at aiming, they can lead their shots good enough to make them actually hit you at really far ranges. Since the flak rounds only explode when they get close to a target in the air. That's like their main purpose.
If you can see a Skyguard, you're nearly dead. I got the water area, so
Nice.
shouldn't be a problem anymore.
These people are very ready for us. We don't see a way to do anything.
Yeah, but at the moment there's no, like, there's not always a a real use for close air support. But then again, the close air support is a nice tool to have in your arsenal when attacking a base with an organized platoon to have
I
your.
just wouldn't do this against TR because those missile launchers.
Yes. Like the TR have another tool against us that's quite efficient in dealing with us. We can also do that. Trick the enemy to jumping out and repairing and then just kill him. Enemy side. Oh, it's getting flagged by friendlies. Good. Yeah, be careful with the angles here. The Maggie can still try and shoot you with their main gun. Or their secondary guns. Try and stay above their, like, aiming cones. Or... Oh my god, what the hell?
That's a good opportunity actually right now, because can air support, air to ground support do something about bases actually?
I mean, the problem I haven't like really gone for bases that hard. But like, bases have a lot of health, and most of the time they have shields.
I have a good target for that because I cleared the defenses of this base, so it's just the orbital link that is loading right now. And
which base are you talking about?
I'm marking that on the map right now. Or I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. Right here. I cleared all the defenses because I was looking for the end that was attacking us before.
Ah.
And I cleared the defenses, and now it's just a practice target actually with some free points for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lightning as well, and it's chasing me right now.
Is it? Oh, you're down. Are you down there, in the canyon?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
He got me. But there's a lightning as well now. I think that's a base owner actually.
Lightning spotted.
I jumped out. Didn't even notice. On no side. The problem with this base, for example, if you're getting too deep in the enemy territory.
Vanu's site identified.
And if you have what was it called? If they have it a safe hole, don't be afraid of jumping out of your airplane. As long as you're like beneath 200 meters or 200 meters near the ground, circa, or ish. 200 meters is, I think, the lethal range is.
I am going to start harvesting some more Fortium because our silo is looking a bit low.
But if you have any questions, please do ask me. I have a good handful of hours giving close air support. And not all of my...
Are you always going for the Reaver?
For me, the Reaver is all I need. Then again, the Liberator is a good choice to if you have a friend or two friends to be even better. To give closer support, and then it can be in longer ranges than the Reaver can. And the Valkyrie, I haven't had that much practice with it, but I know it can be quite useful in dealing with air target or ground targets. I mean, but I don't have that much experience with. Oh, not powered terminal. No, not powered. Wait, what?
Yeah, we lost all
Yeah, we
Calcium.
not.
Oh.
Run out.
So
I will
to
come
say.
and
I'll start repairs.
I will get an end and help him
Yeah.
restart me.
I have a full nanite, so it's no worries.
That's a positive about bases. You don't need to worry about that much.
Yeah, and if you run out, you can just use your nanites. That's most likely full again.
Exactly. Pretty handy stuff. And it's one thing about the bases. What it's good for is actually if you are attacking and you have a good soul squad with a Valkyrie, actually, you can use your nanites for putting maxes afterwards to
Yeah.
strengthen your position. That's why I was asking about the Valkyrie in first, because I'm going to try to strengthen my play around the Valkyrie due to the fact that you can drop resupply and even help defending against infantry at least.
Yeah. The base, what is it called? Serious Hydroponics, I think? It's actually a good place for you guys to start trying give close air support. They have a lot of rocket launchers, but still you can be quite effective if you go quick in, quick out.
Have you marked it on the map?
There's
No,
lightning
I can do
just
it.
south of it, and you went off the map on that too.
Hostile light assault.
But yeah, there's a Skyguard lightning just south of it.
Oh yeah. Wait, what? Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Could use some air support at near our base actually, because they are going for the point right now.
I mean, at the service?
At Hypertonics right now, because they are
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
back
I
by
know.
the
That's why
infantry.
the marker's there. And it's also a nice place to give closer support.
there goes all the Cortium that I have targeted. Okay, you guys in the air, you're going to have to defend me, otherwise you're not going to be able to spawn any aircraft.
Oh, there's a harasser.
It will actually be pretty hard, because I have seen, I think, 2 of the enemy harassers having walkers of them.
Yeah, they've been really focusing on us. Like, really hard.
The facility's lost. Fall back and regroup.
Should you actually prefer to attack anti-air harassers like it right now, or would you attack the Thunderers?
I mean, the Thunder, like, depending on your loadout, though. Like, the harassers are... they're not easy targets, not even, like, they're not super hard targets either. When they have the walker on them, they are super annoying. I have the G40 on them. They are like a super menace. Since they don't need to actually hit you, you can just like graze you and they do a lot of damage. I would then maybe go for their Sunderers. But then again, if you have the weapons for it, you can try and not outrange it. You can try and go for their harassers from afar. Oh, that should have killed me.
Right, there we go. That should be a decent amount of coffee now.
Yeah, and then again, the loop in closer support is get in there, do as much damage as you can, and get out and repair. That's the main loop in when you're trying to deal with ground targets as a Reaver. But right now, we're meeting a lot of resistance that's focusing on us. Then again, they can counter us quite easily. Like, air isn't that much of a nuisance if you have the... Oh my god, 7 rockets after me! Oh my god, there they are! I should have just jumped out. Oh my god.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, no, this is... Interesting. Not even an alert. I think you should... Oh no, but like... Oh, yeah, I think we should go towards Terrence. Like, Ceres is too heavily guarded. There's also too many enemies compared to our friendlies. Since the friendlies...
Yeah, there's a Sandra plucked outside our base just shelling us.
Oh yeah, there's... Oh yeah, oh.
And they're bringing a Max soon.
Yeah, there's also a Mag Rider. Oh, yay.
Yeah, Rage is perfectly right there. Combined ops is a must. That's why.
Yeah, this is.
Right. We abandoned base.
Yeah, this is abandoned. I'm getting my Reaver and getting out of here.
What are you doing? What happened? You getting shot or something?
What?
What's happening? What's attacking the base right now?
Like a big Vonner platoon. Like a big Vonner platoon with like a few Mag Riders and a Sunder with Maxes.
Oh my. Can you air support me then? If you have some viewers in the air, there's a Thunder around trying to get away.
Trying. They have walkers on their fucking Sunders. Because the Reaver isn't much tanky, but it's quite useful when their enemies are distracted.
I'm starting to think Valkyrie actually suits a better anti-ground blow.
It actually against infantry, yes.
Yes.
Against
armor, I
vehicles,
wouldn't say so, but
there is an option, but I would recommend having multiple Valkyries, like one against infantry and 2 against vehicles to be efficient, because Valkyries are slow and they don't have a boost. If they're getting attacked by tanks, they're blob.
Like all things in this game, it's better in numbers. Like if you have multiple of something, it's always better than one of something. But it's especially true, with dealing with armor, for example, compared to infantry. Since infantry hasn't that much things to do against you, and they have maxes and rocket launchers, and that mostly the threat you will face. That's something you can fly out of.
Right, I've got to bounce, boys. Have a good evening, though. I'll catch you later.
Yes, guy.
But other than that, I don't have anything more specific for today's school. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask.
How do you coordinate with your ground units for support if you are flying in the sky for like a platoon?
Like most of the time, it's more of a keep the spawn rooms occupied with you.
Yeah, so you're
instead
just
of
closing up the... Okay.
instead of them actually pushing out, they are just trying to focus on you. That's actually quite helpful for the infantry.
You're making the
They will then need
reinforcements
to either
stacker.
go into a max and go in and switch to bursters, or actually switch to heavy and switch to lock-on rockets and stay in their spawn room, which isn't helping their defense.
The teams, yes.
And if the enemy aren't doing anything against you, then you can just start farming them. But I don't have any specific strategies for infantry with the CAS. But since we haven't had that much specifics in our op site yet.
That's why I come to my next question actually right there, because I'm, like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit of Valkyrie play on. I'm using the tactical scout radar to support the infantry units. Like, you're getting on the point, you're getting your ground team, like 4 people on the ground, like 2 medics and 2 heavies, or maybe 1 heavy, 1 engineer, and 2 medics if they're good. And then you just, I'm normally would go behind a defense position, like behind the 3 stack, and just hover downstairs. Sometimes I'm really unlucky by that, because tank like Lightning or mech riders are a little bit extreme example for that, because they're everywhere and on hills and stuff, but never mind that. What would you do actually? Would you still go for the spawn, or would you rather hold your position to not let them enter the swivel stack? What's the better solution for this kind of problematics?
When you're in the infantry or in the air?
More for in the air. If you're the ground support, like the Valkyrie that dropped, and like you have an AC, or the CAS, I think it's called CAS. The anti-infantry weapon on the Valkyrie, that's for the Valkyrie only.
Yeah. I mean, you should most likely focus on the infantry coming towards the triple stack. But also, you will also be quite a valuable member to the attack, since you will give the friendlies a lot of intel on where the enemies are. Since you see everything from the ground, from the air. Either if you have, like like I said in the Valkyrie, with the spotting radar, the engagement radar, or if you're just in a river and you can just spot them yourself and relay that information to your friendlies.
Okay.
Oh, hello there. Oi, Hesh? Oh, fuck you. How is that? That's not oh my god, how can they move their angles? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lightning. Annoying. But again, I think we're finished there. I can move us up towards the Alpha 1 and join them.
I think we can practice a little bit right there at the same time.
Yes.
Not gonna be work as I know it.
That's true.
Getting invaded.
Oh Jesus! Here comes everybody.
Here comes the
problem. This is
yes. The Zerg. The Zerg's arrived.
Another TDKD Zerg.
You're only an hour late.
There's not too much going on. Oh, Tigers. Oh, there you guys are the air spawn.
Yes.
Yeah. How did it go?
Oh my god. It went fine. Or how did you guys feel like it? How it went?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
I heard it was shit.
Then again, I'm recording as always. So I'm gonna upload it to YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So are all of these people now capable air hammer users?
Well, the problem one is they don't have the air hammer, so.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem.
Like there's actually quite a big requirement for being efficient air to ground farmer.
Yeah.
Well, having the air hammer or the lol pods.
Yeah.
Get a Mozzie. That's probably the most efficient way.
Yeah.
Right,
you only need one of them.
Use the light PPA.
Oh, what's the horrible one that I always get killed by on the Terrans?
Banshee.
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 Oh, that's the best weapon against infantry in the game, I
The
guess.
sound of brap.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You knew you did. Run to the next building. If you have finished this objective, you are safe. If you don't, you're dead.
TR
Oh,
mosquito
shame.
spotted.
The one thing
friends.
I think we just say that the Banshee is such a good weapon just because the amount of Terran pilots. Like I do believe there are more Terran pilots than Varna or NC.
Yes.
I
And
think
also-
good ones, yeah.
We don't have to deal with the air hammer, so we don't actually know
Then again,
how annoying it is.
and
I
also
played both
one
sides,
thing we also
and-
don't have to deal with is that the strikers from the Terrans. Like
Like
they don't need to deal with. I mean.
Yeah, strikers are powerful.
I played both sides, so I know how both feel, and I can tell you from experience, it's much easier to kill with a Banshee than with the Airhammer.
Isn't your
People will-
experience like not that much?
Well, I have played my main character where I have like 500 hours on as my Terran character. And
Okay.
I'm playing NC, I think, for maybe now 200 hours right now. So I have more experience on the Terran side than I have on the NC side.
Let's see.
But the Terran's normal equipment is really like pea shooters.
Doesn't matter if you're shooting P if you have 40 shots in your assault rifles.
It feels like at least.
The thing is, there's diddly, but a lot of diddly.
Yeah.
Are you playing Blindside, Jose?
I am. This is why I'm sitting in Alpha 1. Running
Yeah,
around with a carbine, mowing people down.
Yeah, I'm just
Very
gonna ask
professional.
if you want to join the squad or you have the squad.
I will join you, because I do not have a squad. I found you. See, unlike the other scrubs that go like, can I get an invite? It's open. Can I get an invite?
I even disabled recruitment because I'm like changing the name.
I always send you plus. Or
You do. That's the other good way of doing it. Send a tell. So I can just
True
click
way.
on your name.
I know, right? Making it just as comfortable as you want it to.
Yes. Either find it yourself or send a message. Don't go like, can I get an invite? Can I get an invite?
Depending on if
Can
you're
I
in
get a
the
private?
if you're in the outfit, it's easy though for the
it's private,
corporals and upwards.
Yes, you just go filter by outfit.
No,
Once
like
we-
invite online members to squad. I mean.
Oh yeah, all that. And then and sometimes you end up with like a lot more people than you bargained for.
True.
Like if you're 91 AR and hit invite all throughout, invite online members, you just end up with a full platoon.
Oh no, they're getting max units.
Where are you guys? Cause I'm just on Snowshoe.
We were all over the place actually.
Yeah, we should probably get some sort of coordination.
Nah.
Nah, it's not
It's
that.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Are we all hyped for tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's so early tomorrow.
I know
So
it's
early.
Yes, it's 7 p.m. for us.
7.
Yeah, it's they've changed.
I know.
It's changed.
I know,
Was-
but like not that early.
It is here, 7 p.m. It's like.
Like,
Oh, is it 7? Is it 7 o'clock? 7
Yes.
yes.
Oh, I thought it was at 9.
No.
Time.
No.
Depending on your
have
time
you not
zone,
seen
but
the
still.
schedule?
It's 7.
Well, I glanced at it. I didn't realise the time's changed as well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Didn't you
I've seen
notice? Didn't you say like, if it's on Friday, maybe the times change, or as this is an NCAF ops night of not to just drunken dogs. Read the schedule. We put it up for a reason.
I speed read. It's fine.
Rage, I'll be late tomorrow. Fair dues. If slots are taken, I'm afraid. That's
Yeah,
the problem of
Oh,
tomorrow.
did you get my
I didn't get your
Whatever you
nudes, no.
call it.
Your roster.
Yes, that.
Oh, the roster.
Yeah.
If you filled out the form, you
Yeah,
most
if
likely
you filled
gotten
out
it.
the form, it's up. Like I am not gonna look at it until tomorrow when we're sorting out squads.
Did I read we have 3 squads, not 4?
Yes, now we have
Yeah.
3 squads as we had another outfit join, so I forfeited a squad. And 91AR, one of 91AR squads is joining us. With Wistafer as lead is gonna be
And that's the 4th one.
By the way,
Yeah.
are we going to be on like multiple continents?
idea is to get everybody on one continent, so this is why get early.
Yeah,
Like,
since there's like there is like a server cap.
Yes, 350, I think.
Wait,
Yeah,
so we got 10
and
platoons.
I've heard that they have also like increased that in some instances, but still, there's like a soft cap of like
10
350. Yeah.
platoons with 48 people in is more than
No, we're
350.
doing 4 platoons.
Oh, 4. I thought it was 10. Why am I imagining that?
There are 12 outfits. Initially, there were 10 different outfits, but yeah. We're the one fielding. No, since we've cut down to 3 squads, we are fielding the same amount of people as mums. We're also in 3 squads.
Nice. Oh, good.
How about the Reapers? Are they like a platoon or 3 squads?
Reapers are 2 squads.
2 squads.
Oh, wow.
Reapers are 2 squads with what? Iggy is platoon leading for the Reaper platoon with 2 squads of Reapers, 1 of R and 1 of 91AR.
Wait, what of ours? Squads?
No.
Oh, AR or.
Yeah, 191AR, 1 R member.
R. What's
Real
the R?
Miyagi bar, Crypt the Bears outfit.
Ah.
Leviosa.
Haha.
Wait, we're not doing this again, are we?
No.
No. Fox not here.
I'll leave you to it. I'm gonna go watch a film. So
Bye. Don't.
Bye. Hopefully.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
I think there'll be a fair few people recording tomorrow, Rage.
I will.
Yeah, he will. We'll probably have Sam recording.